years, the Romantic Road has linked northern Bavaria with the Alps in the south. The Wörnitz River runs alongside the route for more than 130 kilometres and past Harburg Castle. Our reporter has already covered more than half of the length of the Romantic Road. So far, the trip has been really comfortable.
But you can't just sit in a car or in a bus all the time if you really want to experience the Romantic Road. So I choose a boat for today's leg to get a completely different perspective.
Anne-Katrin's canoe trip starts near Wörnitzstein. Joining her is Heinrich Belz. He grew up in the area. The Wörnitz is ideal for a paddle tour. It's not too deep and it's not too wide, and the slow current makes things easier for beginners. So what makes it so romantic to travel down the river in a canoe?
You get a totally different perspective on nature from the water. It's totally different to walking along the riverbank. You see animals and plants you don't see otherwise, and you can enjoy the tranquility. The road passes above the Wörnitz in parts, but you don't see it. You're totally stress-free, at one with nature, and it's very romantic.
The Wörnitz has never been straightened or rerouted, and so it snakes through the landscape at a leisurely pace. After a few kilometres, the two canoeists reach Donauwörth, where the Wörnitz enters the Danube River. The town centre was badly damaged in World War II. The old medieval street, once part of an important trade route, had to be almost entirely rebuilt. Donauwörth has been home to the world-famous Käthe Kruse dolls since the 1950s. They're very popular with collectors. Käthe Kruse was one of the world's leading doll makers. She started out by making rag dolls from simple white cloth for her own children to play with. A few years later, her dolls were in demand the world over. The dolls are still completely handmade to this day, so each one is unique. A collector's item costs between 200 and 750 euros. Special details can push the price up to 2,000 euros. Marion Roman has been with the company for 20 years and knows all the different series that are developed in its workshop. Some models are really big sellers abroad.
This is a classic doll. It's called Mimmerle and has been available for many years. And this is a doll that sells very well in Japan. That's how the Japanese envision Germans.
Lots of tourists like to take them home as souvenirs. If you don't feel like paddling a canoe, you can always admire the scenery from an old fishing boat that looks a bit like a Venetian gondola. In medieval times, fishing was the most important source of income here.
After two really comfortable boat tours, I've really got a taste for it, but now I need a little more action.
So Anne-Katrin heads further south along the Romantic Road to Augsburg. At the canal, you can find Germany's only man-made wild water course. Peter Micheler organizes tours for rafting fans. Anne-Katrin wants to find out why it's so popular.
The Lech River runs parallel to the Romantic Road and gets diverted into the canal here in Augsburg. Here you can travel down it in canoes or rafts, and that's what we're going to do right now.
The bag for Anne-Katrin's feet prevents her from being thrown overboard. The artificial slalom course for canoes was built for the 1972 Summer Olympics. And after a few leisurely days, this certainly is a totally different way to explore the Romantic Road.
Well, I'm really wet right now, but I have to say it was great. It was really worth it getting to know the route like this.
But But our reporter decides to continue her journey in the old-timer coach from the 1950s. The ride's a lot smoother.